I'm worrying about my hair. How silly is that? Good evening again from Minnis Bay in Kent. I've timed this visit specifically because the tide is high again, because I kind of wanted to continue that exploration of this place in a slightly different situation, i.e. the tide being high. And also, having now seen this place with the tide high and taken a bit of time to think about it, look at the images that I took last time here, think about what I saw and experienced, thought, you know what, I want to come back here one more time and have another go whilst the tide is high. Come back to that same breakwater. In fact, I think it might be one a little bit further down because it's got a post in front of it. But the difference tonight is that the tide is high. In fact, it was high tide about 10-15 minutes ago. So it's now just about on the turn and it'll just be backing off. In fact, the area where I was taking pictures previously is completely underwater, and I'll show that to you in a second. Well, let me turn the camera around and show you what it is that I can see. Hang on a sec. So this is the area where I was creating images, and it was just down here, I think. Where's that triangle of sand? There's a triangle of sand sort of here, and if you remember, there was a groove in the sand that sort of went in that direction and then curled back round on itself. And I was using the sea coming in and then moving back out again and trying to use that as a bit of foreground interest, a bit of movement, trying to capture some of the gentle motion and the gentle sound. Now today, obviously, as you can see, the water is right in, it's right up against these steps, which it wasn't when I was here before. So I'm just going to walk very quickly down to this breakwater, and this is the breakwater that I was on last time around. It's the one that had the little post out there, out to sea. God, look at those ripples down there. How awesome. So, I mean, isn't this different from the first visit? I'm sort of more, I don't know, more in tune, and starting to see images that work for me and communicate a thought and an idea. You can probably see the sun has actually dipped below a cloud bank out to sea, which is a little bit of a shame, but there's actually quite a bit of high cloud up in the sky, so you never know, might get something in terms of colour interest up there. But I'm not sure whether you can hear that or not, but I can hear the waves smacking against the concrete. It's also smacking against that object. And the one thing I do like is I've got, I'll just move my screen so I can see it. So from this view, I've got a range of motion out here, depicted by the choppiness of the sea. But then over here, it's much calmer and much quieter. And this object reaching out into the sea is the bit that carves the scene up in half. So you remember these steps that only about 10 minutes ago I had water lapping at them, and now the water's gone. But the retreating tide, which was revealing all sorts of treats. What I found down here, look at that. Could you just hope for something better placed to lead the eye into the scene. I've got a little bit of a breakwater over the other side. I've got a post to help lead the eye out into the ocean. Kind of thinking maybe do it portrait rather than landscape and allow this object down here to take centre stage. I've also got a stone court with the sea moving all around it. Just look at that. Now for me that just helps to capture the sound of the waves moving in and out, and I would definitely wait until the sea moved up and around the stone, and I'm going to have to get lucky with the water I think, but you get the idea. So I'm going to have a go at both of these before the water moves out too much farther. So a good lesson learned this evening. You see an item in the foreground as the tide's going out. Don't waste time talking to a video camera. Go and set your camera up and capture it, because by the time I got down there the water had definitely moved on. So for now I'm just going to carry on wandering along the shoreline. I think the high cloud that we looked at earlier has gone, which is a little bit of a shame, but there's not a lot I can do about it. And what I'm doing is just walking the shoreline looking for items of interest, just something to fill the foreground, like that little baby there. I'll just put my camera down a minute. Oh. Something to just fill the foreground and allow the rest of the scene to tell a story. In fact, if I twist it that way, then we actually get what's left of the colour in the sky. I'm actually starting to re-look at these breakwaters. There's one that I'm walking up to right now that's actually, I think it's quite long, and it actually ends with a marker post. And as the tide goes out, it's actually starting to, you can see the line of it more and more. Let me turn the camera around so I can show you what it is that I can see. There, it's this object here. You can just about make out the line of the concrete and then out to the marker post. And I'm going to take a closer look. Now of course, with the tide going out, more and more of that concrete structure is going to get revealed. So I'm going to have less and less water to stand in, which is quite nice because I've only got my walking boots on today. But also should end up with that mixture that I talked about earlier of still water, or reasonably still water, and quite choppy, motion-filled water, all in one frame. Yeah, there's definitely a line. Oh, I'm sinking in the sand. That's a bit disconcerting. There's definitely a line being cut in the water out towards that post. There's also a cloud formation up above. Now, what I can't decide is whether I like that one, that view, or whether I'm going to go around the other side. I'm just going to take you on that journey. These beach huts, by the way, they are awesome when the sun does go down and illuminates this place, because the yellow and blue colours just absolutely bounce off that wood. So if you're ever in Minnis Bay and you're looking for a colourful subject, then there it is. Yeah, I think that works. So I've got, from this side, I've now got a gentle sea. It's presented a lot more calmly, a lot more quiet. I know that's bad grammar, but hopefully you can see what I mean. Also, just getting here, I've now got a relatively thin object in terms of the breakwater, moving out to a thin post with thin wispy clouds. Yeah, I think that works for me. So I think I'm going to call that an evening, a night. It's been thoroughly enjoyable coming back down here, and I'm so much happier this evening than I was first time around. I'm going up to another breakwater where I'm going to finish. I need to get out of this wet sand because I keep sinking.